In the year 632 CE, the vibrant city of Medina, a sanctuary of faith and brotherhood, began to feel a subtle shift. Its heart, the Masjid an-Nabawi, still echoed with the familiar voice of its beloved leader, Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him. Yet, an unseen hand had reached out, touching him with illness. It began subtly, a headache, a fever, but soon, a deep concern started to ripple through the bustling streets. The leader who had unified warring tribes and brought forth a new era of light was now contending with the frailties of the human body, observed by worried eyes. As the illness intensified, the Prophet found solace and devoted care in the dwelling of his beloved wife, Aisha, may Allah be pleased with her. Her small room, adjacent to the mosque, became the focal point of a community grappling with growing apprehension. Aisha, a woman of sharp intellect and deep love, tended to him with unwavering tenderness, her hands applying cooling water to his feverish brow. It was in these intimate moments, away from the public eye, that the depth of their bond shone through, a testament to the Prophet's compassion and the loyalty he inspired. Despite his escalating physical discomfort, the Prophet Muhammad's thoughts remained fixated on his Ummah, the Muslim community. His concern transcended his personal suffering. He constantly inquired about the congregational prayers and the well-being of his followers. This selflessness, even in the throes of illness, underscored his profound dedication. It was a characteristic hallmark of his leadership, always prioritizing the welfare of his people over his own needs, a stark reminder of the shepherd's duty to his flock, embodying true mercy and empathy. As his strength waned, the Prophet felt unable to lead the prayers in the mosque. In a moment of profound significance, he instructed that Abu Bakr, his closest companion and father-in-law, should lead the prayers in his stead. This was not merely a practical decision, it was a clear indication of succession, a powerful message to the nascent Muslim community about who should lead them after his departure. Abu Bakr's voice, often choked with emotion, resonated through the mosque, reminding everyone of the gravity of their leader's illness. One of his most consistent and fervent pieces of advice during his final days revolved around prayer. He repeatedly emphasized the importance of Salah, the daily ritual prayer, as the pillar of Islam and the direct link to Allah. Even as his voice grew faint, his eyes conveyed the urgency of this message. He knew that prayer was the bedrock upon which a Muslim's faith and discipline rested, a constant source of strength and spiritual nourishment in a world full of distractions. It was his final, insistent instruction. His final directives extended beyond spiritual rites to encompass societal justice and compassion. He called upon his companions to ensure justice for all, famously stating, "Fear Allah regarding women," stressing their rights and respectful treatment. He also warned against oppression and exploitation, even offering himself for any wrong he might have committed, declaring, "If I have wronged anyone, let him take retribution from me now." This unparalleled commitment to justice and accountability, even from the highest authority, remains a profound lesson for all leaders. The Prophet's illness was not just a mild ailment, it was a severe fever that caused him immense pain. Aisha described his suffering, recounting how his temperature was so high that she could feel the heat through his clothes. Yet, amidst this physical torment, his patience remained boundless. He continued to comfort his companions, even as he was comforted. His endurance served as a powerful example of reliance on Allah, demonstrating that even in the face of profound adversity, faith provides an inner strength that transcends bodily weakness, inspiring generations. Days before his passing, despite his weakening state, the Prophet made a poignant visit to the cemetery of Uhud, where many companions had fallen as martyrs. He supplicated for them, bidding them farewell. It was a deeply emotional moment, a silent acknowledgement of his impending departure, a final gesture of love and remembrance for those who had sacrificed everything for the sake of Islam. This act underscored his loyalty and the profound bond he shared with his companions, reminding them of the continuous connection between the living and the departed. As the days dwindled, a heavy cloud of apprehension settled over Medina. The companions, who had always known the Prophet as their protector, guide, and a source of unwavering strength, now faced the daunting prospect of his absence. The fear of losing him was palpable, a shared agony that weighed on every heart. They clung to every word, every glance, knowing that these precious moments were finite. The atmosphere was thick with unspoken dread, yet also with a desperate hope for a miracle, for his recovery. On Monday, the 12th of Rabi' al-Awwal, the day of his passing, a profound moment occurred. As the Fajr prayer was underway, led by Abu Bakr, the Prophet Muhammad pushed aside the curtain of Aisha's door, which opened into the mosque. For the first time in days, he was seen by the congregants. A wave of relief, joy, and overwhelming emotion swept through the mosque. It was a fleeting glimpse, a final appearance before his beloved community, imprinting an indelible image in their hearts and minds. And then, it happened. As he looked upon his companions praying, united and strong, a serene smile graced his blessed face. Aisha later recounted it as the most beautiful smile she had ever witnessed from him. It was a smile of contentment, of peace, seeing his Ummah fulfilling the very purpose he had tirelessly worked for. In that radiant moment, all pain seemed to dissipate, replaced by profound tranquility. This final, unforgettable expression was a testament to his success, his unwavering faith, and the enduring strength of the community he built. What did that smile signify? It was a smile of profound contentment, witnessing the fruits of his tireless mission. He saw his Ummah united, devout, and steadfast in their worship. It was the fulfillment of his life's work, a community built on the pillars of Tawhid, oneness of God, justice, and compassion. This final, peaceful gesture conveyed assurance that the message was delivered, the trust fulfilled, and the legacy secured. It was a powerful, silent affirmation that his mission was complete and successful. Soon after that radiant smile, the Prophet Muhammad retreated to Aisha's room. His illness intensified rapidly. With his head in Aisha's lap, he uttered his last words, invoking Allah and seeking the highest companion. His noble soul then ascended, returning to its Creator. The world fell silent. The light of prophecy that had illuminated humanity for 23 years had dimmed on earth, leaving behind an unbearable void but also an everlasting guiding star. The greatest man to ever walk the earth had departed. The news of his passing struck Medina like a thunderbolt. Disbelief, grief, and chaos erupted. Ummah, in his shock, declared that the Prophet had not died, but merely ascended, and would return. The community was plunged into a profound state of mourning, their hearts shattered, unable to comprehend a world without their beloved messenger. It was a moment of immense trial, testing the very foundations of their faith, challenging them to stand firm without their direct guide. It was Abu Bakr, the Siddiq, the truthful, who brought calm to the distraught community. He entered the mosque, surveyed the scene, and then famously declared, "O people! If anyone worships Muhammad, then Muhammad is dead. But if anyone worships Allah, then Allah is alive and will never die." He then recited Quranic verses confirming the Prophet's mortality. His words were a beacon of truth, guiding the Ummah back to the core tenet of Islam, reminding them that their worship was for Allah alone, not for any created being. The passing of the Prophet Muhammad was the end of an era, but the beginning of an eternal legacy. His life, teachings, and his final moments are a boundless source of hope and mercy for humanity. He taught us to face adversity with patience, to prioritize the community, to uphold justice, and to cling to prayer. His last smile was not an end, but a powerful affirmation: the message endures, the faith thrives, and the path to Allah remains clear and illuminated by his noble example. It's a legacy every Muslim carries. Today, over 1,400 years later, the lessons from the Prophet's final days are more relevant than ever. His unwavering focus on the welfare of his family and Ummah reminds us of our responsibilities. His emphasis on prayer and justice calls us to introspection and action. His patience in suffering teaches resilience. And his last smile, a symbol of contentment and hope, reassures us that even in our darkest moments, if we hold fast to the divine guidance, success and peace await. We are called to embody his compassion, wisdom, and steadfastness in our daily lives. The last smile of Prophet Muhammad is more than just a historical event, it is a profound message etched into the heart of Islamic tradition. It speaks of a mission completed with excellence, a life lived with unwavering devotion, and a leader departing with absolute peace and conviction in his followers. It encourages us to strive for that same contentment in our service to Allah and humanity. May His peace and blessings be upon him, and may we be among those who truly understand and live by the beautiful example he left behind.